Welcome to SCAC Women's Basketball Media Days. We are going to go through all 8 teams on the women's basketball side, and we will be catching up with all 8 teams as they get ready to start the 2014 and 15 season. And leading things off for us today from Sherman, Texas, is the Austin College Kangaroos with head coach Michelle Philander and senior guard Christina Keim. And ladies, first of all, thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us today.
Thank you. We're happy to be here.
Coach, let's start with you and simply just share with us your expectations and goals for this team going into 2014 and 15.
We having been through a couple of years now here with this particular group of young women, we've changed up our goals to make them a little bit more simplistic in some ways. I think our biggest goal going into this year, and we've talked about this at length, is simply to be healthy. We have quite literally limped through the last couple of postseasons in and out of boots and all kinds of different nuisance injuries for the most part. So we just really want to make a strong commitment this year to being healthy. We're going to do that in a couple of different ways. We think our depth is going to be a big part of how we do that. But just being physically healthy, being mentally healthy, emotionally healthy, trying to maintain a very, very good outlook on everything that we're doing this year is one of our biggest goals for this particular season. We just feel like the more healthy people we have available to us come the end of the year, the better off we're going to be, which isn't probably rocket science, but it's what we're going with.
Coach Philander, you have a strong core group returning this year. Just take me through preseason. What have you seen so far from this group leading up to the season coming up this weekend?
This group has presented me with a little bit of a unique challenge in that they have very, very high expectations for themselves. And I feel like it's been I wasn't sure I was actually prepared for it going into the season, but once we got into practice, it became very apparent that that was going to be some of our identity is kind of the expectations, again, that they're putting on themselves. So my role in this preseason time has been to break it down, compartmentalize, so that and really focusing in on some of the short-term goals that are going to allow them to be successful in the immediate time frame, because they are challenging themselves at such a level. I want them to be healthy. So it's been kind of a different year from a coaching perspective for that, but obviously that's a very, very good thing to have going on. So it's been exciting and it's been different. So we're glad to have that challenge.
Christina, first share with me just the excitement level among yourself and among the team to be opening your season this weekend. You guys are going to open up at home against Mary Hardin Baylor on the 15th. Just what's the excitement level around the team right now?
I know we're all really excited. The first game especially, because we've all been playing with each other, against each other in practice for the first month. So I know we're ready to take on a different opponent. And then we were actually talking at lunch today about how excited we are to try out the new uniforms too, so it'll be fun.
Always a nice caveat as well. Christina, let me stay with you. What have you seen, being a senior on the scene, a senior point guard at that, what have you seen from this team throughout the preseason from your perspective?
I would say that this year is probably the first year that we are the most pumped, excited, like different ways to put pumped, but like excited as in mentally and physically we're pushing each other really hard on the court, and so I think that's one reason why we're really excited to get after it, just because going into our first game, I think that we'll be more prepared than we have in the past seasons, so I'm looking forward to it.
Coach Philander, you have 4 seniors on this team, including Christina. How key are they going to be to the team's success in 2014 and 15?
I've talked to my seniors about the fact that every year you're really going to go where your leadership takes you, and this group is very much anchoring us this year in all kind of facets of the game. They did a great job in the preseason this fall of being good leaders, and not just, we define it by leading by example. So they're all young women who are going to do a little bit extra, get in the gym, take the extra shots. They're going to run the extra little bit. They're going to lead by example, and they've been doing a wonderful job of that. So we have very, very high expectations for this group, and they're the ones that are going to do those things that I think help get you over that hump. So again, I hold them to a different standard. I don't feel bad about that. I tell them that all the time, and it's a group too that they've now been in the system for a while. It's my first recruiting class. Mm-hmm. Hard to believe, but so they've been in it. They understand exactly what we want. They understand exactly what our goals are, and they're committed to that. And so I'm very grateful for that personally, but excited for, I think, what that means for all of us moving forward.
Christina, hearing that from your coach, you just described to me the importance it is to yourself to be a leader among this team.
It's definitely important to me. I know that for the other 3 seniors as well. Like, we've been talking about this for a while, and we wanted to come into it actually when we ended season last year. So off season, over the summer, and preseason this year, we've just been working hard because we want to be those leaders that not only are there to support our teammates, but also to just push each other. Because I know that individually and as a team, when we work together, we can do pretty well. So we just want to see that happen.
This is the SCAC Women's Basketball Media Days. We are with our first team in the 2014-15 season. That is the Austin College Kangaroos out of Sherman, Texas. Head coach Michelle Feilander and senior guard Christina Kime. And Coach Feilander, we're going to come back to you. Let's break it down a little bit. Let's start with your backcourt. Let's take a look at your guards. Tell me what you've seen from them throughout the preseason and who you think is going to make an impact in the upcoming year.
What's exciting about that question is how long of a list that could potentially be to actually go through every one of the players. But I talked a little bit ago about how happy I was with this group of seniors and their leadership and their ability to do a little bit of extra and by leading by example. But what's so fun about that is they do have a group of underclassmen that are following that lead and doing it as well. So we've had a lot of our younger guards go home over the summer and get better. And so that's going to impact us. The work that they've done on their own and in the off season is definitely going to impact us. So we've got several, sophomores and juniors that I think are going to show up a little bit more in the stat line than they ever have before. And that's exciting. And I think I'm in a position where I can't say specifically who that's going to be on any given night. And I like having that as well. I'm also excited about some of our newcomers, in this year's freshman class. So I think it remains to be seen. I think it's going to be a very diverse group, but a balanced one at that. So to say specifically anybody I'm a little hard pressed to do that.
Tell me a little bit about the front court and your post players and what you've seen from them throughout the preseason and what you think you'll see from them going into the season.
The post position for us has been an incredibly competitive one. I have 3 juniors all at essentially the same position, and so we bring with us a lot of experience, and they've all been playing, for the most part since about their freshman year. So we're bringing a lot of experience into the post. We have added a couple of new players who are benefiting greatly by playing against experienced post players every single day in practice. I look for our post game to be hopefully a little bit more aggressive than it has been in the past, both offensively and defensively, because with that experience comes confidence. So we're looking to really solidify things in there as we move into this year.
Christina, back to you. Tell me just some goals that you've maybe set for yourself and that the team has maybe sat down and discussed. Your coach has covered a few of them already, but just share with us from your perspective some of the goals you've set for yourself in 2014-15.
For myself, the only goal I'm trying to focus on this year is just to be a good leader for the team, just because I know everything will work itself out. We just have to be able to work together and trust each other. So I think that's the one thing that I'm personally focusing on. Team-wise, we all came to the conclusion that we just all need to work hard and support each other. And like I said, everything will work out. So I'm excited.
Coach Feilander, we count 9 newcomers on the roster. Tell me how they've been doing throughout preseason and how they're going to impact this team in 2014 and 15.
They bring a lot of energy to practice, and most definitely. And what's kind of fun about this group is they know that they have to transition into the college game. They've gone in eyes wide open there, but they haven't backed down in the least. I don't get the sense from my new players coming into a situation too where we're so experience heavy and heavy in the upperclassmen side of things, population wise. They're not intimidated by that, and they have welcomed that challenge, and they really so they bring a lot of energy to practice. And so it's exciting to see them grow. Just in the last couple of weeks, we've seen some of them really, really start to mature into the college game so quickly. So I have high hopes for them, and not just this year, but also into the future as they become our future leaders and our future experience. So.
Christina, for Austin College to be successful and to reach its goals and expectations in 2014 and 15, what are going to be some of the keys to success?
I think that it's a lot of focusing on ourselves. We need to focus on what we need to work on and get better at, and I think once we do that, we're supportive enough of each other enough that we'll be able to work it out, so it'll be good.
Coach, I'll ask you the same question. What will be some of the keys to success in 2014-15?
If we can get our first goal of staying healthy and keeping players in the rotation and keeping players on the court and not in the training room, so achieving that first goal. But also a big goal of ours this year and a key for us is going to be compartmentalizing the season so that we can keep, like Christina said, an internal focus and really pay attention to what's going on with us and not get too caught up in anything else going on outside of us or within the conference, outside of the conference. We really want to maintain that focus on us and what we're doing in the moment and really compartmentalizing things and breaking it down into bite-sized portions and just judging that within its context and like I said, is we feel that's another step to kind of that mental and emotional well-being and happiness as well. So that's where we're going, and that's going to be clutch for us. I know it doesn't give you much, but that's what we're looking to do.
This has been SCAC Women's Basketball Media Days with the Austin College Roos head coach Michelle Feilander and senior guard Christina Kine. And ladies, again, we thank you so much for taking the time out and joining us to preview the upcoming season. And we wish you and the team good luck in the upcoming season.
Thank you.
Thank you.